Well, I think most people are really aware that humanity as a whole is struggling. We're aware of the climate, we're aware of the finances, we're aware of the problems with food production, on and on and on. And we all know deep in our hearts that something has to change. We're aware of the manipulation financially and the way that the aggression in the different countries and the manipulation involved. It's time for something new. And it has to come from humanity. And it has to come from those people that are in the process of becoming more conscious, more aware. And the external that I just mentioned is triggering an internal desire for something new, for peace and harmony and love and abundance. And the only way to get there is by changing ourselves. It's something that people are beginning to recognize, that you can't change the external without changing yourself first. And what we've realized is that it's time for an acceleration. We need it to happen now. If you look at what's happening to the earth and to the whole of the environment, it needs to happen now. And so many people are realizing this, and more people are becoming conscious. And accelerated ascension is there to give us a real boost. And we've been working with our guides from many different levels, and they are totally behind this process and are supporting us in incredible ways.
To me, it's all about catapulting into higher consciousness. It is the power that we have to come together in person as a collective with as many people as possible, so that we create this energy field that's like a huge wave that we then get the propulsion to move further, faster, deeper than ever before. And we can see the effect that this has been having over the years, because it's not just us doing this work. Many spiritual groups are doing this. Plant medicine is becoming mainstream. Like higher consciousness, humanity really is on the verge of accepting that there is higher consciousness. And in 2025, this is one of the elements that you can just feel brewing alongside all of the reckoning with our past, is our reckoning with our future. So we're reckoning with like these years that we're in, truly setting the trajectory for the new set of rules that get set in stone for the future, like with AI and with the new technologies that can be born from that, to be either used for the collective benefit or for control.
You know, what's interesting is one of the things that the guides said before that really struck me is they said the ascension of humanity is happening, if you want it or not. Humanity is evolving as a consciousness, and it's coming to a maturation stage. And this last period of its ascension process is a very accelerated one. Things are moving much more quickly than they have ever moved before. So it's very difficult to predict what's going to happen in the near future, because we haven't experienced anything like that before. Things are moving very fast. They also said you could just let yourself be carried by these movements and these energies that are moving across the human plane, across society, across your consciousness, or you could consciously devote yourself to some practice to clear, to align, to strengthen yourself and purify yourself, so that when these acceleration waves are coming, they are much easier received. They are held almost like an amplification of the good things within you, the good thoughts, the good emotions, the good sensations, rather than the amplification of old wounds, of unprocessed things of the past, which when they're amplified, it's, you know, We all know it's very difficult, it's very challenging. So, why do we do these mass gatherings with thousands of people that come together to meditate at these times through these courses for an accelerated ascension? Is because we know how powerful the benefit is of that type of healing and alignment. And we've seen the impacts from the hundreds of people, the thousands of people that have responded, on how they have changed, how their lives have changed, how they see themselves, how they see life, how they even have physical healings, emotional healings, mental healings, and how much more peace and love they have within their hearts. And I believe that these waves that we send out by doing these experiences make a true change and difference in the world.
Absolutely. It's like it's riding the waves of change rather than being tumbled by the chaos that's in the world already and going to get worse before it gets better.
And that's the analogy we've been using for years with Accelerated Ascension. Is like, look, these waves are coming. They're coming. They're hitting the planet. We saw the Northern Lights phenomena last year of these solar flares and geomagnetic storms, and we have cosmic radiation from moving into areas of space that our solar system as a whole is moving into. So we are really being supported. And like you say, Asil, it's more important than ever to recognize that we can actually harmonize and clear our fields from the debris so that these waves are clear to actually connect with us in a way that creates liftoff.
What is the gift of accelerated ascension? What will people be experiencing that can actually uplift them so they are riding the waves? Would you like to say something about that?
Sure. In at least our three accelerated ascensions that we have experienced together, I always joke, I say, when we enter a workshop, I say, well, I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm equally as a participant as you are. The guides are doing the work. So let's see what happens. But now we have done three accelerated ascensions, and we have seen that the guides do elements of purification, especially in the beginning, in the early days. The field that everyone brings in, the energetic that's there, is first being purified, cleared, and then also synchronized, because we are a large group of humans coming from different walks of life. But we want to get to this place of synchronization so that we can then have liftoff, right? And the other thing that was really tremendous and powerful was this activation of the ascension templates within our human body, within our human template. The guides use that term, saying that there has been always an intrinsic, dormant template within the human body called the ascension template, to be activated at a time where the energies are higher, where human consciousness is ready to receive this activation. And what does this activation do? Well, it gives us more capacity to receive the light of the universe, the light of creation, the love of creation. And with this greater capacity, we don't just have a greater sense of sensitivity, but also a greater sense of resilience. And ultimately, that's the way I see humanity thriving, is by individuals holding this greater sensitivity and this greater resilience within.